Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of American Snippets. We have a unique situation here today. We have a very rare opportunity to sit behind the scenes with the owner, operator, founder, etc. of the Orphaned Wildlife Center, Jim Kowalczyk. He and his wife Susan have rescued and rehabilitated dozens of wild animals over the years. And we are going to meet a very special person who helps out with their organization just a little bit later. But today, right now, we're going to speak with Jim and maybe some of his bears. Morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us here today.
You're welcome.
Who's nibbling on you right now?
That's Jennifer.
That's Jennifer. What's her story?
She got Susan's baby here. She's Susan's special one. I guess she's leaving town too now. She's a...
Hold that microphone to your face. It doesn't bite.
Oh, okay.
The bears do, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she wants no part of being interviewed. She has left the building. She is not okay with being interviewed. She's a little shy, so that's okay.
Maddie.
We have Jim in the enclosure to keep safe from us. I guess now he feels a little protected. That's okay. Go ahead.
Now, Jennifer is a 12-year-old Syrian brown bear. That's Susan's favorite. Yeah, she came from a breeding program, and she's here with us, and she'll be here for life. They're not from this area, and they're going to hang out here for their whole life.
They're going to hang. So when we arrived earlier, we could see some of the bears lounging out here, and they look. Oh, she comes again backwards out. That was very graceful. That was like me getting out of the bed in the morning before coffee. She just came flying out. So when we were here before, one of them was kind of lounging in a little hole over there, doing her little stretches, and the other's chilling over there, like completely sprawled out. The sense that you get when you come up here is that these guys are just completely at peace, so relaxed, and I know that is not easy to do for animals in captivity. It's different than, you can tell when you go places and animals are confined and they're nervous and they're pacing. These guys here you just feel kind of the contentment coming out of them. How hard you guys work to make that happen?
We don't work at making that happen. We just work at giving them a good life. We don't ask anything of them other than to coexist with us. They don't do tricks. They don't have to be anywhere at a special time. And
you can hear one splashing in the water in the back.
That's Sonia in the water. And they get to do basically what they want to do.
But that in itself is the concept, and it's the mentality that does take work, and you don't even realize it, because a lot of people will do these kinds of things and not necessarily put the animal's best interest at heart. But the fact that you guys put the animals above and beyond all else is so evident, even in just being here and every piece you see on you. So you have to know that's a little extra special how you guys do this.
Yeah, it's like a mutual trust we have for one another. I think, I don't know, we're not experts on anything, but it's a give and take thing with them. We enjoy their company, and I think they enjoy ours. They like, you can cuddle with them. Everybody has a different personality. Some are very smart, some are a little slower, some like to be cuddled and scratched, other ones just like to hang out.
So who's your smartest bear?
Probably Amy and Leo.
And who's your slowest bear?
Probably Maddie.
Maddie over there, you can't see if she's chewing on a stick right now. Over there behind us. She's
very good. She's a loving bear, and she'll cuddle with you all night if you would let her. She sits there and she puts her arm around, pulls you in. And Amy is very intelligent, but probably the most defiant too. But that's her personality, and that's what makes her special. Right. She wants to be the center of attention, and like if you're playing with one of these guys or laying down, especially with one of these, and she wants to be there, and you tell her to go away, or push her away a little bit, she'll cry, but then you'll all of a sudden over top of you, you'll feel a hot breath and a little drip from her nose, or she turns herself around and sits down tight up against you and throws herself up just to let you know that she's still there, pushes on you, that she hasn't gone anywhere.
That's super cute. So you all, not only do you have to deal with, or not have to deal, but not only do you find a way and the motivation and the dedication to take care of all these animals, and you have animals other than bears, you have squirrels and whatnot, so you take in a wide range and sometimes a large number of animals that's very time consuming, but you have to deal with all the rules and regulations that go along with it, which are obviously set up to protect the animals and yourselves, but can also be difficult and sometimes get in the way. There was one instance last year, I want to talk to you a little bit about that, the bear Pedals.
Yes.
From New Jersey. That this was a bear that was, I guess he was deformed and he walked around on his hind legs.
Right, he was missing one arm, one limb, and then the other one must have broke and it never mended, it just flopped, but he was functioning that way.
Right, so he was wandering loose in New Jersey, and obviously a bear like that is going to have difficulty surviving. And you all wanted to step in and give him a place to live and to be safe.
Yeah, we were contacted by the people for Pedals or whatever down in, I think it was Oak Ridge, New Jersey. And they had spoke to other sanctuaries and they didn't want to get involved. And we said that we would try. You don't know how something like that will work out.
Sure.
The bear was living in a neighborhood, and the hardest thing is he going to get too familiar with that and somebody's going to get hurt or something like that, and then he'll get put down, which ultimately didn't matter anyhow because a hunter killed him. That would be like somebody pushing a handicapped person off a train ramp,
Yeah, I mean, how frustrating is it? It's maddening to me to see that why somebody would shoot an animal, in general for sport, but in particular one like that, just for bragging rights or whatever. So, I mean, what would you like to see change? How could situations be? What could have changed to allow you the opportunity to assimilate Pedals into your life here that could have saved that bear's life?
Yeah, it's a hard thing. They have the DEP in New Jersey, and they have a concern too for safety for people. And they deal with animals on, bears, deer, everything on such a large scale that we don't, it's an everyday thing for them. That is their job. And they just did not want anything to do with us or anybody taking, the bear out of New Jersey. And New York State also, said, why did you get involved with this? When
really?
We spoke to them, and we were asked, and we told them, and then we can't do anything without the blessing from either,
right.
And we would have been willing to try. We don't know if it would have been a good situation for the bear, but obviously the one that he's in now is not.
No, it's not.
Not that good, It's hard to take somebody if he's 2 years old, 3 years old, or whatever, to bring him in and confine him, even though he has an issue. It depends on the bear. We have Frankie, who was hit by a car locally here. When we got him, he was roughly a year and a half old, and 79 pounds. And we have him. He mended his leg. He had 2 broken spots on one leg, and he was in a coma. And he's thrived here. He's not releasable. There may be a little issue with him, Jennifer.
She's coming up checking us out. We got the gatekeeper here ready to slam it shut.
And the big thing with him is the girls accepted him.
Yeah.
And that's a hard. I mean, we keep ours. They're all raised in groups, within a year or so on their age. And they're a little family, even though they get along with one another. They're not in the same area with them.
Sure.
And it may work and it may not work with somebody. May get hurt or killed in the process of it. So everybody just takes turns. Yep, that's Jenny. They dig their little holes and they stay cool.
I mean, not that you're not cute, but these bears are very distractingly cute behind you.
I'm offended.
I'm sorry. They really are just like ridiculously cute. So how many bears do you have here right now?
We have 11 permanent, and we have one downstairs that I don't know if ever will go back. He may be a permanent resident also.
Right, and that's important for people to understand too, that although your goal is obviously to release these animals as you can, some of them just can't be released for various reasons. And so the ones that can't be released have a place to stay here that's safe and conducive to their
They'll live
needs.
their life out here. Somehow we're going to make sure that that happens, because these are like our children. They're not going to zoos. Or not. If something happens to us, Vinny is, if he stays here, Vinny is, 6 months old or whatever, he has a possibility of living 30 years.
Right.
The chance of me living 30 years is going to be pretty slim, so somebody else is going to have to take this over.
I think Carrie said she'd take them.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Carrie, we're going to talk to Carrie later.
She's creeping up there, too.
Well, this is true, and she lives a very unstable life.
Thanks, Barb.
But that's it. This is their home.
Yeah.
This is what they know, and like you said, they're pretty content. If they weren't content, you would know it.
You definitely know, yes.
And they lounge around. They're sitting over there. One's in the water. Frankie's on the other side sleeping probably. And this is what they do. They don't have to do anything else.
That's their job, just hanging out. I don't know, Dave, can we get a picture of her over there quickly? Doing that. I mean, seriously, it is so cute. You really do have to take a picture. Come on over here, and you'll see what we're talking about here in the background. This is why it's a little distracting to run this particular interview, because, I mean, seriously, how are we not supposed to be distracted?
See, Jennifer, we've lost
so cute.
4 bears over the years, 3 to cancer, and 1 had seizures. And Jennifer's brother was one that we lost at a very young age. He had a vascular cancer. And Jenny always had trouble in her heat cycle. It would last a long time.
Well, I mean, we all have trouble with that sometimes.
So, and like I said, that's Susan's baby there. So we went to, we always deal with Cornell University for major things. And they had found where, I believe it was in Spain, I'm not sure, Spain or Italy, where they had done it laparoscopically to a bear. They had spayed her, because we don't want to put it like a 6-inch cut. Could be it's a minor thing for us, but for them, they pick all the time and stuff, and that when they're 4 or 5 years old, it's not a good thing.
I guess you can't put an Elizabethan collar on them?
Yeah. So,
no, when my son was 2, he smashed his head wide open, and they put staples in the back of his head. That's it, just staples in the back of the head. And they said, now make sure he doesn't touch these. I'm like, the kid is 2 years old. So, I understand that. We actually had to wrap him up in a sheet and do all kinds of things I'm not going to talk about here. So I cannot imagine trying to do that with a bear of this size, because my son was just a 2-year-old, and I had a pretty difficult time making that happen.
Yeah, we had...
So you had to get creative.
Yeah, she had... they did it up there, the large animal vet and the small one. We've been very fortunate. We've had all the same anesthesiologists, the doctors up there and stuff. And they did it, and it worked out wonderful. She's the first bear in the United States that's been done that way. And they did an article.
Wow, quite the honor to hold.
And that has made a drastic change in her demeanor during... I mean, she doesn't go through the heat cycle and stuff now, but her hair used to be wild. She was just a mess. And
so she didn't have to go through the change. She just got a nice little sleepy sleep and woke up just this brilliant, wonderful, satisfied woman.
Yeah,
a lucky girl.
All of them are different with the anesthesia. Jenny went down very hard. It took a while for her to get them down where they could tube her and stuff, but she came out of it. Leo, one of the bears in there, had broke his canines over the years, and they were starting to abscess, so we had to take him up there to have him pulled. And he went down fast and easy, but we were in a dark, quiet room with him for 2 hours waiting for him to come out of it.
So did he start spilling all his bear secrets when he was coming out of anesthesia?
Yeah, he wasn't saying a whole lot.
Drooling?
Yeah, that's Jenny. If Susan was here right now, she'd be all over Susan. That's her baby right there. She does. Everybody's got their...
Everybody does. So who's your baby? I know the answer to this, but still.
Yeah.
Can you hold the
I like...
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all... Jimmy is special, you know,
Yeah.
and they're all special.
I say that about my kids, and I mean it. But these are bears; they're not really gonna.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. They're all, you know, and they're like kids. Sometimes they get on your nerves, you know, and they drive you nuts. But at the end of the day, they're still your kids.
They're still
you
your
know,
kids.
And that's the important thing here. People have to realize is we're the ones that have to take care of them. They can't take care of themselves. We're the ones that provide the food, the water, and keep them clean. And it's not like they're out in the wild. And yeah, it's probably would be nice for them out in the wild, but they're not releasable.
Nope. And I will tell you, this enclosure is cleaner than any of my teenagers' rooms right here. For real. There is not a rock out of place. And I have a German Shepherd who carries rocks around the house. So we have more rocks in my house than you do in this enclosure. It's really pretty impressive.
They dig. The more you pick up, the more they pull out. But that's the goal here, is we're building on all the time. And we're making a place over here for Vinny, which we'll show you later. And then we got one more enclosure that we're going to do, quite a large one. And then everybody can, instead of rotating times during the day that they come out and stuff, then everybody will have their own space that they can go in.
That's great. So if people wanted to, I mean, obviously people can't come here and clean the enclosures and physically help like that, but there have to be ways that people can help. And we're going to speak to somebody very special to you all who has found a way to do that. What an inspiration she is. Maybe that's even her getting here now.
I think so.
Okay, so we're back for the second part of our interview here at the Orphaned Wildlife Center. Right now, I'm sitting here with Carrie Clare, the CFO for the Orphaned Wildlife Center, and Quinn Medina. She is somebody we mentioned earlier in our interview. She is a true example of the difference that one person can make, and the difference that Quinn is making here for all the animals and the people who work so hard to take care of these animals at the Orphaned Wildlife Center is truly inspirational. Quinn, thank you so much for being here today.
I'm really excited.
So today was the first day that you got to come up and meet everybody, right?
Yeah.
How long have you been working to help raise money for this organization?
Is, I think, the second year, I think it's the second year.
And tell us about what you do.
I make little dog bandanas and like biscuits and magnets and stuff, and I sell them to raise money for the Orphaned Wildlife Center.
What got you started? How did you come across the you hadn't been here before? No. Did you see them somewhere?
So I've always been really interested in animals and like pets and stuff. So my mom was Googling, and we decided that we would start raising money for them. It's been really fun.
So they won the Google dial? What was it about it because the internet is a busy place. So what was it about this place?
I don't know. I like the way it sounded. I like what they do here. It's really cool. So it's fun.
So I want to make sure that we fully convey what you're doing, because you're doing more than just sending in a postcard or putting up a little post or a sticker on your car or something. You're actually working hard and raising money that goes directly towards this organization to help it. And look around behind you. This is someone that you have helped right here. How awesome is that to come see for yourself the animals that you are helping?
Oh, that's really cool.
Carrie, tell us a little bit about when you first came across, or when Quinn first came across you.
Well, when we first got a letter from her, it had some money in it, and it was a beautifully written letter with some pictures she had hand-drawn of the animals that we have here. And we were so touched that we posted a letter online and said, look, this is an example of today's youth that are making a difference. Here's one kid that is doing all this for us and for these animals because she really cares. And since that day, she's sent repeatedly letters, donations, money. She's raised, I think, I have to double check, but somewhere in the vicinity of $400 to $600 for us.
Wow.
One person. And not only that, but she has inspired other kids, because other people have said, you know what, we saw Quinn on your page, and my daughter is now raised. Now one of the children that's local in the area is collecting apples from the school lunches that the kids don't eat. They're each given an apple at lunch, and she's collecting apples and she's distributing them to local rescues in the area. And that was because of something that they had seen from other kids doing jobs, things like Quinn. And then Quinn has her own fan club on Facebook. The minute we post one of her letters and what she's done and that she sent us money again, we have hundreds of people replying. They love her. We love you, Quinn. Way to go. You're an inspiration. I'm showing my kid this. And, you talk about the domino effect, and this is an example of a kid that caused a tremendous domino effect. We have had kids now have birthday parties, and instead of gifts, they collect donations for the animals here.
Wow, all because
of Quinn's postings.
Quinn,
Yeah.
now I'm going to ask one of the most cliche questions I could ever be asked, but I'm going for it anyway. How does that feel to know to know that you're doing that?
It feels really good.
I mean, when you wake up in the morning and you think, what am I going to do today? Maybe even if you're having an off day and you take it a little easy, the work that you've already done is still trickling out around there, and you don't even realize it until people get back to you and let you know. I mean, as somebody on the other side of the age barrier than you right now, I can say
Way on the other side.
a little bit past. I just got to tell you how impressive that is. I talk to a lot of people on my side of the age barrier and up who still haven't managed to really follow something that they're so interested in. And for you to see something like this and not just read it or pass it on or click share, but say, hey, I'm going to actually do what I believe in, it's pretty awesome. So I hope you really do feel good about that. And you're going to stay in touch, I imagine, with the Orphaned Wildlife Center?
We're not going to lose her. No.
Now, let me ask you something. I hear that they named a particular temporary resident after you. Was this like a cute little bear or little Bambi deer? What animal was it they named after you?
It was a weasel.
They named a weasel after you. So just, I mean, what an honor.
I actually really love weasels.
Oh, well, there you
go. Weasels, I just love them. So.
Well, then, in that case, that's just perfect.
Yeah.
Well, we had said that the very next animal that came, we had just gotten a letter from her, and we had said the very next animal that comes onto this property is going to be named after Quinn. And the next animal was a weasel. And she said
weasels.
she loved them.
Yes.
Oh, well, so.
And she made a magnet of a weasel and sent it to Susan.
Come on, really?
Yeah, so.
That's pretty awesome. Quinn, how old are you?
I am 11.
And what grade are you going into?
Going to 6.
You are going into 6th grade. You have done all this. Carrie's getting sniffed from behind. You have done all of this already. When you go to school, do you tell your friends or your teachers that you do any of this?
Yeah, I tell my friends. They are very interested in also a lot of animals, so.
That's she's getting sniffed by a deer. I want to thank you both for sitting down with us today. I am so glad that you asked us out here to be a part of this meeting. We did get some pictures of that earlier, so I'm very, very excited to share your story. I'm very excited to follow you through years and see all the great things that come, because I feel like you're somebody who's going to really just grab everything out of life and go for it.
If she's already making a difference as a 9-year-old and then as an 11-year-old, I can't imagine what the future holds for her. She is the future of America in a positive way.
Awesome. So can we stay in touch with you, Quinn? Do you want to tell us a little bit about, if people want to help the Orphaned Wildlife Center, you want to tell them how they can do that?
Raising money. Yeah.
How can they do that?
So maybe making stuff, donating it like I do.
If they want to follow it, they can find them online just like you did?
So, follow them on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, and maybe you'll pop in every now and then and give it a little update?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, great. Thank you so much. Hang on 1 minute. We're going to do our quick little trivia game. Come on, kids. This is going to be awesome. You hold this. Who wants to play? Okay, so here's our first ever American Snippets trivia game. Are we excited? Okay, we're going to test everybody's bear knowledge. Seems appropriate. What type of bear is a true carnivore? Raise your hand. Carrie?
A grizzly or a Kodiak?
polar bear? Now, I got these answers off the
You
internet.
should have
so it
known.
must be
Raise
true.
your
I
hand.
was confused because they're really not a true carnivore because they eat a lot of seaweed and greens. So they're
Well, I
open
guess
to
we have a new internet source. Okay, so the point goes to you.
You know, she specialized in polar bears before this.
I did not.
Did she? Yeah.
Okay, well, this
Her
internet
whole
site,
youth
I'm
was
gonna go
spent
back
raising
and give
polar
a review
bears.
on this internet site and tell them that they've been shamed. We're going to try again.
You have a winner.
She gets a prize.
What is a bear's normal resting heartbeat? How many beats per minute?
32.
Close. Anyone?
60.
Anyone else want to guess?
35?
You get the closest without going over. According to our very esteemed internet site, it is 40 beats per minute.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So we are tied.
Okay. Died.
How many bears lived in the house that Goldilocks broke into? What?
3?
3.
There was one in the closet.
Yeah, we know about the bears you keep in the closet. Okay. Who is the bear that took care of Mowgli?
Oh.
Baloo.
Yeah!
Oh, Baloo! I
Okay,
can't
and
believe
for
I
the
missed that
bonus
one.
point, what type of bear is Baloo?
Cartoon?
Sloth?
Yes, he's too big to be a sloth. Aren't
Well,
they small?
argue with Disney. Okay, last question. What species of bear, according to my website, has the largest ears?
Boy.
About a koala.
Good guess. Incorrect. The Asiatic black bear.
Oh, come on. That's not even a real thing.
Okay, but hang on. Now.
I have a question.
Okay, what's the question?
What's the best wildlife orphanage for bears?
Ooh, I know that one.
Oh, Carrie, come on.
The Orphaned Wildlife Center, orphanedwildlife.org.
Come on. And if you want to help the Orphaned Wildlife Center, how can they do that?
You can go to our website, become a monthly sponsor. That's the best thing. That's what we need the most is monthly sponsorships. Or if you hosted a fundraiser for us, like things that Quinn does, and then donate the proceeds to us, that's pretty awesome. We appreciate anything like that.
All right, here's every participation prize. We got gummy bears.
Oh, that is so
But I
cute.
only have 4, so we
Yesterday at
got
the
to spread.
Bashkill, they had those soaking buckets.
Oh my gosh! So we're gonna spread the love
So
here.
I'm wondering if you could possibly take these back and bring them back.
Thank you guys so much for playing with us and for adding to my knowledge of bears. I'm gonna go to the internet site. We're gonna change the world on the internet today. Thank you so much.